From the Keith Vincent Studios in Paterson, New Jersey, Green Arrow Media proudly presents Is This Real? Tonight, black holes. What are the theories behind them? And now your host, JC3.
Welcome, everybody, to another fantastic episode of Is This Real?
Is this real?
Okay. Tonight's episode, as Dad said at the beginning, we're talking about black holes. And what are the theories behind all these black holes? What they could be. Tonight, as always, I'm JC3, as Dad said at the beginning. We have Big Joe at the other side.
Peace.
We have consigliere, Mr. Tony the Dealer, Anthony, over here.
I'm a DePope.
He's at the Pope. And tonight, we have a special guest, Uncle Bubba himself. What's up, Unc? Thank you for being here with us.
No problem.
All right, so tonight, gentlemen, we are talking about black holes. Anthony,
Yes.
we'll start it off with you because you're the only one that's kind of prepared for this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Gentlemen, what do we know? Okay, first of all, I think we should start off by discussing what a black hole is.
Nothingness.
No, I think a black hole. No, hold on. Maybe I'm right or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but a black hole would be a star that imploded on itself, correct?
It collapsed on itself. The gravity was so strong that it basically just collapsed in and on itself. Yep. It's so strong
3 points for me.
that particles, not even light, can escape it. So once you're caught up in a black hole, that's your ass.
I got one of the theories. I mean, I just want to throw this out there. One of the theories I believe I read somewhere was that if you get caught in a black hole, as you're entering they call it the event horizon. I believe that's what the terminology for it is.
Great movie.
And that you actually get like your
Spaghetti.
thematic, it comes out to be spaghetti-like as you're going into this thing. And I just wonder, I mean, how do they come up with a theory like that, you know?
Well, you're right. It's called spaghettification. That's the actual
Spaghettification.
spaghettification.
Three more
Yes.
points for me. I'm on a fucking roll tonight.
Yes, you are.
Now you're up to 6 points. Now we math.
Spaghettification. This is off of a list verse, so it's not exactly scientific, but I was reading through it and it has enough there because it does back up its information. The theory is that once you enter the event horizon of a black hole, you would experience tidal forces from the massive gravity. Right? As we all know, gravity is a law of nature. It affects everything. And gravity's whole thing is it pulls you towards the source of the gravity based on how heavy it is. Right? And this is going to be a big topic when we talk about our flat earth thing, which is one of the biggest reasons why there's no such thing as flat earth, because gravity exists. But we'll talk about that more in detail.
Yeah, I can't wait.
We'll talk about that on the November 11th episode.
And I would like to hopefully get a full booth for that one because that's going to be really, really cool if we can get everybody here.
As you're falling through the hole, with that much force applied to you, it would rip your body, to shreds. But if you jump in like head first, right? If you jump in feet first, your head would be pulled so far from your feet that you would start to look like spaghetti. So it's stretching you. The idea is that the difference in the acceleration due to the gravity between your head and feet is so tremendous that you would be stretched and shaped to look like spaghetti.
I'd be thin.
For the first time in fucking ever, yes, you would. But yeah, the idea is like if you were to jump into a black hole,
Cold. Out of nowhere. Holy
if
fuck.
something crosses the event horizon, which basically is like your toes are in the water, now you're being sucked in there with so much strength that it's pulling you, and the rest of you is getting sucked to that one point. And then that's your ass.
Now let me ask you this: what is the nearest black hole to our planet? And are we in any danger?
No, we're not in any danger because we circle a black hole in the center of the Milky Way galaxy. Okay. The biggest black hole that we think we know of is 10 billion light years across in diameter.
Explain what a light year is.
A light year is... So the speed of light is
The speed of light is 186,400 miles per second. So that is how fast light travels in 1 second. It travels 180. I'm going to round up just for the sake of it. 187,000 miles in 1 second.
1 second.
Well, science, NASA, they did find a black hole in the triple system HR 6819, and that is just 1,000 light years away from Earth.
So it's 1,000 light years away from us.
That is the closest black hole to us.
Yes. So when you do the math out, 187,000 times 1,000 would be 187 million
Miles away.
miles away from us. To be fair, I think we're okay.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, as I'm just too young to be spaghettified.
I'd like to ask a question here.
Yes,
What's up,
Uncle.
Unc?
Who figured all this out?
NASA.
Well, no. Hold on a second. Prior to NASA, you had Einstein working on his theory of relativity. Sorry.
Okay.
E equals mc squared. Energy equals mass squared. We knew looking into outer space, sometimes we would see stars disappear. And we were wondering what was making those stars disappear. Or stars were circling around a point in space that we couldn't see. So at the time, because we couldn't see it, we couldn't understand what was there,
Okay.
Einstein came up with a theory that there's got to be something there that is eating what's ever closest to it, hence the theory of a black hole. And because you can't just take a photograph of these fucking things, because not even light escapes it, it was pretty much heavily a theory with so much evidence backing it up. Now we've reached the point, technologically speaking, where we can take pictures. In fact, we have 2 photographs recently came out by the JWST, the space telescope that we have up there now, the world's most advanced space telescope we've ever invented. And what that does is it doesn't just take pictures, it also takes pictures in infrared,
Yeah.
which means that you can now see through gas, right? When you take a picture of like something that's full of gas, like an area that's full of gas, you're gonna get the gas on the
Yeah.
photograph.
Right.
The gas is gonna obscure whatever is standing behind it.
Whether hot or cold.
Correct. But if you take something in infrared, you are seeing the image and through the gas, sorry, I hit the thing. You're seeing the image through the gas. And that's why we're seeing
That's amazing.
Yes, it is. And that's why we're seeing these things now, is because we're seeing the X-rays. We're taking pictures of that. We're taking pictures of all of these things that are around the black hole. And essentially, we took 2 pictures of a black hole in the center of the Milky Way galaxy and another one which, if I'm not mistaken, is at the core of the Messier 87 galaxy, also known as Virgo A. These are amazing things.
Yeah.
But the craziest thing is, I mean, there is no short of crazy when it comes to black holes. Is we know how they're formed. Like you said before, they're like when a star dies, it collapses in on itself.
Right.
But we don't know what happens when something goes into these fucking things.
That's what bothers me. That's the strange part of all this, because, all the whatever, this is going to be a theory unless we can design a space suit to get somebody to go in it, and not spaghettify or whatever they want to call that. You're never gonna know. And where does it go?
That's exactly right, and that's why we have a lot of theories. One of the theories that Einstein thought of was that, it's connected to it, I suppose, that black holes could be some sort of wormhole. So if something goes into a black hole, it's got to come out of the black hole somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe, but is the theory behind a wormhole, like, with a wormhole, do you think that has there been any theories that you get spaghettified going into a wormhole, or we just don't know?
We just don't know.
Well,
See, what's funny?
They're hypothetical. That's the thing.
because wormholes, we've never found a wormhole.
Well, see, that's I don't believe that. I do believe we have, and I'll tell you, I watch that one show, okay, and I'm gonna say it. It's the Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch. There's something out there that resembles.
That's the thing. When you turn around and say something, you can't say it's a wormhole. You can believe, but the
At
thing
the very least, it's a portal because there's something opening and closing right there in front of you, and it's you. So what is making that open and close? And if it opens,
Well, I have a question. What do you mean open and close?
you
That's the
see
thing.
it. You see the thing is flying. The unknown, whatever it is flying out of it, coming out of nowhere. This thing just appears, and then it makes an abrupt turn and goes right back into this thing. And when it gets to it, it's kind of like going behind a tree and not seeing coming out the other side. That's what's happening, and it's right there in broad daylight. So I think there is such things as now I don't know if they're connected. I can't say that, and I have no idea if they're connected to the black hole thing. But I do believe that that this stuff does exist. My question, I mean, I guess, it's gonna be a question. Is when these black holes do suck these things in, where do they go?
We don't know.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
We don't know at all.
So
See, the idea of the theory of relativity was, I'm going to demonstrate with
Relativity.
this. I know.
Relativity.
I'm going to demonstrate with this. Basically, if this is the universe, this sheet of paper, right?
right.
You have a hole here,
Microphone.
and you have a hole here.
Right.
So this is where we are, and this is where we want to be. So instead of having to travel from here all the way over and
You're
take
gonna
all this
fold it-
time,
You fold it in half. Yeah.
you fold space-time in and of itself, you line up those holes, and you can go from one to the other
Right.
without having to travel.
Spoiler alert: Stranger Things.
Sure, Stranger Things, whatever. My point is, when it comes to this sort of scientific stuff, it's all theoretical. We have no idea if a black hole is actually a wormhole. We have no idea if that will actually be a
We've
thing.
never had anybody go up there and figure it out.
First of all, they're too far away for us to get to even test. We don't have a black hole just sitting around somewhere, because if there was a black hole sitting around somewhere, we would be revolving around it and not our sun. Because chances are, the black hole's gravity, the force of is a lot bigger force than what our sun is.
Right.
And we also have to keep in mind that when a sun or another star is caught up in a black hole, it just doesn't get sucked down and dive. It's like a penny circling a drain. It's going to keep going and going and going because it's caught in a rotation. It's going to slowly make its way to the center,
Right.
but it's not just like a beeline to go in. And as it's slowly spiraling the black hole, the components that make up that sun, the hydrogen, the whatever. I'm sorry. Whatever is that star is comprised of is being siphoned off and goes into the black, because that's obviously a lot lighter than the star itself.
Right.
So you begin to see these trails around a center in space that goes nowhere, of a star that's just being kind of pulled and pulled. That's why we get the spaghettification idea from, because we could see a star being slowly pulled and drained of all of its components until there's nothing left.
Now, what your researcher, whoever, what is the largest one that we know of?
Well, that's the one I mentioned before. That's it's a supermassive black hole. The biggest one is 10 billion light years across. It's probably the
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it would be bigger than our entire galaxy.
Does it move?
No, they don't move. I mean, they move in. I don't know if they move themselves. I think it's everything moves around them. I don't think black holes are a fixed point in the sky, but they could be as well. I don't know. I don't know if black holes actually revolve like everything else does. There's nothing I don't think there's anything that I've found that shows me that. And I could be wrong. And if you're listening out there, please comment and say
10 billion light years across.
Yeah.
That is fucking tremendously huge.
Yep.
And in something like that can suck up the universe in a heartbeat.
not the universe, because the universe is even bigger than that.
Okay, so I don't know if this is the same one, but I have one that right here. They turn around and says, its name is Ton 618, and apparently the blob that has a black hole that measures 6.6 by 10 to the 10th power. I don't know how many what that is. like, and it says the mass equals about 66 billion times that of the sun, our sun.
Could the gravity swallow Earth, the planet?
If it was that close.
If it was
could.
close to
Yes.
us, yes.
You never know it though, because if we ever got that close to one of them, it'd be instant. It would
So
be,
basically, we really don't have anything to worry about.
Right now,
Well, if
and
they
at
don't
one
move,
point, at one point, our own sun's gonna turn into a black hole.
No, that's not true. Stars don't necessarily die and become black holes. Stars either become black holes or they can become white dwarfs. They basically just get old and they fizzle out and they shrink and then that's it. They go through a process in their life. The first,
Yeah, but I read that our sun is big enough that it won't become a white dwarf.
I mean, I guess the potential's there. And remember, the sun is still relatively young.
Yeah.
It still has to expand to a red giant. Once that happens in a couple billion years, it's going to expand past the orbit of, I think, Mars. Anything within,
So we would be gone before.
Yeah, the
black
Earth
holes
is
even-
toast.
so the sun is going to get so big, it's going to pass Mars.
yes, it
So
becomes
eventually,
it becomes a
everything
red
that's
giant.
on this table, like my Is This Real mug, this thing now, eventually, we'll see it. We won't, but this will.
Who knows? It might it might whatchamacallit, survive it because it keeps my water so cold.
Mine too. 1895.
I hate all of them.
I fucking hate you. But yes, that's the long and short. A sun's life cycle, at one point it becomes a red giant, and after that it shrinks down, and it's either going to turn into a black hole, which means it collapses of itself. It's become unstable, or it shrinks into a white dwarf and then just
So what if it becomes a giant, right? And won't it just burn up everything that it's next to?
correct.
Yes.
So
Earth is-
actually, it'd be no more universe.
Mercury,
Well,
Venus,
not
Earth,
universe.
no.
Solar system.
Solar
Mercury,
system.
Venus, Earth,
half
and
of the
Mars.
half of the solar system.
That's right. Yep. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars become dust,
Toast.
and that's it.
All right, we're gonna take a short little break though. We'll be right back, and we'll continue this wonderful conversation. Welcome back to ADHD in a podcast. Now, welcome back from our little break. We're talking about black holes here. What's next? What are we talking about next with the black holes, Anthony? What do you have?
Well, let's talk about some theories. What's exactly?
I have some theories up.
Go ahead, talk about them.
Okay, so some of the theories that I have here is from livescience.com. I don't know if you've ever been to livescience.com.
I have. They're pretty good.
We're not sponsored, by the way. We don't, this is just, we're just talking about it. So 9 ideas about black holes that will blow your mind.
Oh my.
Oh, no.
So one of them, number 1, is that black holes might have hair.
Huh?
Why would they have hair?
So in the 1960s,
Oh, I know where you're going with this. Go ahead.
physicist John Wheeler suggested that black holes have no hair, meaning that each particular cosmic object could only be distinguished from its brethren by its spin, angular momentum, and mass. Any other differentiating information about a black hole is considered hair, and is thought to disappear behind a black hole's impenetrable event horizon, a boundary around the black hole beyond which nothing, including light, can escape. 2016, physicist Stephen Hawking proposed that black holes actually sport an opulent hairdo made of ghostly zero-energy particles. That this hirsute agglomeration contains information about material that the black hole has consumed. This hypothesis has not been proven, but it could help solve a long-standing paradox about what happens to gas and dust that has fallen into a black hole's mouth.
So basically what happens is when something falls into a black hole, a particle-less energy kind of like beam shoots off from it. And that beam could contain information about what went into it. Basically, the black hole farted.
I'm going to read the scientific stuff, and he's going to be black holes for dum-dums. That's what he's going to be.
I got a question again.
Okay, what's your question?
All right, listen. Why can't we come up with some kind of vehicle? Okay. Doesn't have to be manned. It could be, just like robotic or whatever. Shoot it up towards the black hole. And it'll probably take about 10 years to get there, I guess. But
A little more
and
than that.
go inside it.
We could do that, but
See what
nobody around
happens.
here would know what happened.
Okay,
Why?
hold on a second. The closest black hole, and I don't know if this is the same one from what you just mentioned, Joey, but the closest black hole to us.
Mine was ton something.
Okay, this is saying the closest black hole is the V616 Monocerotis.
See?
It's called the
Differing opinions from everybody.
V616 Mons. It's 3,000 light years away.
See, the one I said was 1,000 light years.
So basically, what that comes down to is
It's going to take 1,000 years to get to the closest black hole, or
Exactly.
3,000 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not going to take 10 years. It's going to take 1,000 years.
Yeah, like I said, we wouldn't be around.
unless
So
we
if-
can find a wormhole.
If that's the case, then why are we even worried about it? If it takes that long to
Well,
get
'cause
to it,
it's
it's not going to affect
you
us.
still want to. It's information.
It's something that's happening in the night sky that we have no idea what the fuck's going on up there.
It's knowledge like everything else. Why do people climb Mount Everest? Because it's there. I don't agree with it. I think you're crazy. But people do it because it's there, and it's, that's
How many
their
people
gig.
are picketing outside of Mount Everest? Like, don't climb here.
Well, no, they're just. I watched the video this afternoon. It was horrid. I would never in my lifetime. You go in like 3 hours, you get 2,000 feet. Another 3 hours, you get 2,000 feet. Then you're sleeping there, But people do this stuff because, first off,
They have money.
it's and Look, when it comes to space and stuff like that, make no mistake, we are trying to get a leg up on our adversaries.
Russia.
Right. We're trying to find a way to dominate this planet
Well, my question is,
like
Dad,
anything else.
if someone came to you and said, "I'll give you $100,000 to climb Mount Everest in a week,"
It's not going to happen. You're not going to get my fat ass to Nepal. So
Well, yeah, first of all, it would take you, 26 hours to get there by plane, and then another 8 hours to get to the base camp.
Okay.
And then you gotta climb a little bit at a time. And I don't know if you've got eyes and looked at me anytime soon, but 100,000 fucking whatever $1,000 to do this.
$100,000.
$100,000. No, maybe if there was a harem of naked broads on the top, maybe.
That okay?
No, it would be really cool
what?
Hey, wait a minute.
if they could make warp speed real, like in Star Trek.
Star Trek,
We
by the
don't
way.
talk about those Trekkies.
Okay, and then you set a course for the
dealing
black
with-
hole.
You're dealing with
And
these
then-
nitwits from. They like the Star Wars.
Hold on a
stuff.
second. Hold on a second. But
Okay, well,
even-
now let me finish now. Okay, don't be rude. That's not nice. I'm your uncle, remember?
Did you just spit on me?
And you set a course for the nearest black hole. You'd be there in like 30 minutes.
Ankh, warp
What?
speed involves going faster than light. We can't go faster than light.
Who says we can't?
Everything
Well, who's everything? See,
We've
that's
gone
the
faster
problem.
than the speed of sound.
we cannot. Okay, the fastest thing ever is light. It's 187,000 miles a second. You can't go faster than 186,000 miles a second. You can't. There's nothing in existence
What are
that
you,
goes
the-
faster.
What are you, the speed police?
No, not the speed police, but
Science is.
we clock everything about how fast it moves, and we
You'll get
find
caught
that light is the fastest thing. So if it still takes light, which goes 187,000 miles a second, if it takes light 1,000 years to get there, you have to go faster than the speed of light.
So I guess
wanna
we
know
can't do that warp drive shit.
No, you can't do the warp drive shit. You can only match.
Wait, what's the other thing in Star Trek that they do?
It's still light speed.
What did they get on that thing and they transport the body? You know what I mean? What is that thing?
Where they beam people
Yeah,
down to a planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
Maybe
You have to
particle
know your
acceleration
surroundings.
or something like that.
no, that's
What?
particle transference.
Yeah, but you would have to know your surroundings to transfer that particular.
And that's still hypothetical. We can't transport shit.
I'm just saying.
We can't transport particles.
Wouldn't it be cool to do that?
It'd
Yes,
be
it
awesome
would
to
be.
do that.
Oh, it'd be wonderful to do that. Yeah,
I mean, and how do you know in the future? But we'll never see it. But how do you know that that can't be possible?
Listen, I don't let anything think. I don't think that anything is impossible given enough time on the timeline.
What about flat Earth, Amp?
Flat Earth is impossible. What I'm saying is, when it comes to shit being invented, like, will we eventually develop a sort of light drives that can get close to the speed of light? Maybe.
Maybe because that Area
Maybe.
51 and all those spaceships or whatever.
to be honest with you, the technology's
You never
already
know.
been well invented, and maybe not on our planet, but together with all the UFOs and
Here
all
we
and
go.
stuff like that. I'm sorry to tell you, they're not visiting from like 3 doors down.
Okay.
They're coming from a distance.
I don't like that band.
Okay.
Yeah, and how'd they get here?
3 Doors Down? Well, it kind of formed back in the 90s.
That's enough out of you.
Really? No, I'm just saying.
When it comes to aliens,
Yeah. Hell, if they're coming from someplace far out
Hold on.
in
You're
the
dealing with a
galaxy,
non-believer in it. He don't believe
No,
in
no,
it.
then they
I-
have to have the
This is
technology
so
to get
off of
here,
the black
right?
holes, it's scary.
hypothetically, because we haven't captured little green men to question them.
Why
We
you
don't
gotta be
have,
like that? I'm just asking a question.
Look
as
at me.
far as we
Looking like a-
know.
Looking like a runaway Dale Earnhardt over
That's
here.
right.
Listen,
Shit.
we don't know a lot of things, and I will not ever say that that any government agency, be it NASA, the White House, FBI, CIA, I will never say that a government agency has been completely and open and honest with us, ever. They all have their own secrets, and there's always going to be speculation as to what they know. But as far as we know, as far as what's happened here on Earth, we do not. We have a lot of evidence to support it. We do not have any aliens floating around the sky who are telling us how their technology works. We cannot prove the existence.
Do you have proof that they don't
you
exist?
have no clue of that. That's not even fair to say that.
Yes, it is.
Because your one statement made
Black
it,
holes, gentlemen.
Your
Black
one
holes.
this is all part of space and time and stuff.
We're talking about
Okay.
black holes.
You
Sorry,
on your
how did we
one
get
thing, on
there?
the one hand you say, well, we don't know what they got, we don't know what they're hiding.
We don't know what they could be hiding. I didn't say they're hiding anything. We don't. Oh, we have a brownout. It's okay. As long as everything's recording, we're good. We don't know that they could be
The
hiding.
fuck? It's
Well,
the aliens are coming.
They could be hiding something. They might not be hiding something. We don't know. I don't believe them when they say we don't. But then again, I have nothing to back me up either.
And this is what I mean when I say ADHD in a podcast.
See what I mean? ET's messing with us.
It's a brownout. Relax.
ET phone home. Anywho,
Getting back to
as
fucking
I was saying, I have
black holes.
9 more theories. I got through one.
Well, come on.
Black holes apparently produce fountains.
What kind of fountains?
Nothing is supposed to be able to escape a black hole's powerful gravitational pull, but that only applies to material that has gotten extremely close to the hole's edge. Giggity. Many black holes are, in fact, surrounded by gas, streams of gas and dust,
You should be so lucky to get near the
which
cover.
circle around the hole. Giggity. Like water going down a drain. Friction in this material, I think you talked about this before, Anthony. Friction in this material generates heat, which creates churning, storm-like structures in the gas and dust. Recent observations suggest that this motion also produces arching rings that surround the inner columns of matter, which shoot straight into the air, strongly resembling a fountain.
Yeah.
That was right. I think
Basically, around the black hole,
I said that. Giggity.
things are colliding and they're blowing up. So it's not.
See ya?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just came back on and went off.
So it's not coming from the black hole itself. It's the things that are swirling around the black hole that are colliding and exploding all over the, away from the black hole.
So let's recap now. A black
So-
hole is a star that implodes
In on itself.
in on itself.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And then it sucks up everything in its path. 'Cause
Yes.
the gravity's so strong.
Correct.
Just
Okay.
like Nina Hartley.
You know, I'm
You know, I
just
got
trying-
that picture somewhere down here. Don't fuck with me, because that'll be.
All right, so the next theory is apparently you'll like this. Black holes can evaporate.
What? Lay it on me. Let me hear this theory.
Quantum mechanics provides another way for particles to escape a black hole. According to theory, pairs of subatomic particles can constantly, pairs of subatomic particles are constantly blinking in and out of existence around a black hole's event horizon.
Quantum theory.
Every so often, the configuration is aligned in just the right way to cause one of those of the partners to fall into the black hole. The particle's identical associate is then propelled away at extremely high speed, robbing the black hole of any tiny bit of energy. This produces what's known as Hawking radiation,
Yes.
after Stephen Hawking, who discovered the phenomenon. Because energy equals mass, this process actually can cause a black hole to shrink and eventually evaporate away over long periods of time.
See, but now my question to you is, what if? Okay, this is where it boggles my mind. Maybe it's
Just about
supposed
go
to,
with
because
some-
First of all, it's quantum physics, which is like the lesbian step cousin of regular science.
And if you listen to Boy Meets World, they all talk like blah, 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 blah.
yeah. But my question, okay,
Quantum theory is just that, it's theory. It's a lot of people sitting around going, we have these math problems to back it up, but we can't prove it.
That's why Stephen Hawkins was the way he was. What's wrong?
What's the matter?
the question I have
Okay.
is, if this stuff just evaporates away, like you said, what happens to all the stuff that it eventually sucked up?
Right.
It has to still be matter somewhere.
Well, which is
Matter
that,
can't be destroyed.
again. This
Correct.
has not been proven.
Right, right.
It's a theory.
Yeah, it's a theory.
So I'm all right. So that's fine, but they haven't touched that part of the theory yet.
Well,
That's
no,
it.
it says eventually after a long period of time.
Everything gets
We
evaporated.
haven't touched that long period of time.
He
Does
hasn't
this
been,
thing have a heat signature to it, as far as if it's hot?
it doesn't
we don't know.
escape it.
Yeah.
Light, heat, nothing escapes this fucking thing.
Well, funny you may ask, because the next theory is that apparently black holes may be surrounded by a wall of fire.
which fucks with me up, because in order for fire to exist, you have to have oxygen. So let me hear this.
One of the problems with Hawking radiation is that it causes conundrums for physicists. I said that straight. Wow. The subatomic particles produced by this radiation are entangled, meaning that what happens to one is immediately felt by another.
Right.
So what does the partner that didn't fall into the black hole feel as its associate gets crushed into an infinitely dense point? Nobody knows. One theory holds that the black hole severs the particle's entanglement, an outcome that, according to the laws of quantum mechanics, would produce an insane amount of energy. That in turn would mean that all black holes are surrounded by rolling walls of fire. Roiling walls of fire.
Which basically means that you're shredding this thing so fast that it's poof.
All right, let me
And
ask you another
fire.
question. I'm sitting here looking at this picture of a black hole, and it's not a picture. It's obviously a drawing. It's a circle, black.
It's just a circle.
Does anybody know what's behind it? In other words, if you were to go on the side of a black hole and look, is it elongated, or is it just a giant hole in time and space where stuff gets sucked into it and we don't know what happens when it gets through it, but there's no, like, a catch basin inside, or there's no backside of it? That's what I want to know. Has anybody ever?
To me, the most of the stuff that it looks like to me a planet. If you look at the surrounding of a black hole,
Right.
there's light surrounding all of it. On all sides. Not light, but like this is the shit that's being trapped inside. You know, like
It's just a hole in space.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, if you go to NASA's the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, California Institute, jpl.nasa.gov, you just type
all
in
the people on TikTok that don't believe in NASA.
fuck you people. You can just go to black hole in 3D, and it takes you to this NASA's website, and it shows you a three-dimensional illustration of what a black hole does, how it twists up the magnetic field in the plasma flowing towards the black hole, and that's it. Like, there's nothing else here. It's just it's a simulation.
All right, I actually have I want to get through these quick. I have 5 more theories. I do want to get through these real quick. So this one says black holes might scramble information or not. It's hard to square black holes crushing mass with the laws of quantum mechanics, which hold that information about particles can never be destroyed. But material that slips beyond a black hole's edge should become forever lost to the universe. This conundrum is known as the black hole information paradox. A resolution has eluded scientists to date. Recent research suggests that information that gets scrambled within the black hole could be passed to the outgoing particle partners in Hawking radiation. However, no definitive answer in this paradox has been found. Because again, these are all theories.
Yeah.
And these are not just like conspiracy theories. These are like scientific theories. There's a difference.
It's everybody who's throwing shit up against the wall
Yeah.
and trying to see what will stick.
This one I like. This next one I like. This one is black holes could be dark matter. Shortly after the Big Bang, the universe should have produced a multitude of tiny black holes, because these features would be massive objects that give off no light. Some physicists have conjectured that these primordial black holes, I think I said that right, black holes could account for dark matter. Excuse me. That mysterious material that the vast majority of matter in the cosmos is made of. But the idea is controversial, given that the data from the laser LIGO has ruled out a universe filled with many minuscule black holes. Perhaps medium-sized black holes might still be lurking out there, though observations suggest that they would only make up about 1 to 10% of dark matter.
Yeah.
And Anthony, what is dark matter?
It's a good question. Dark matter is it's hard for me. It's hard to find. It's one of those things.
This one says dark matter
is
is a mysterious, non-luminous substance making up the vast majority of matter in the universe. Though experts have observed the gravitational effects of dark matter for decades, scientists remain baffled as to its true nature.
Yeah, we don't know. It's it's hypothetical, and it accounts for about 85% of our universe.
This next theory, I'm not going to talk about the last one because we already have a picture of a black hole.
Yes, we do.
So this was a couple months ago. This one says scientists might have spotted a black hole from another universe. I always love talking about other universes with Anthony. One highly controversial observation suggests that our universe is a latecomer. Early universes might have existed before ours and would have contained black holes. Prominent Oxford University mathematical physicist Roger Penrose has argued that cosmic background radiation, an energetic relic from the Big Bang, contains imprints of these black holes from before time. Other scientists have argued that Penrose's data is nothing more than random noise, but the possibility remains intriguing.
Yeah. So we don't know what it is. He's saying it could be this. He's saying that, hey, there's background noise that's left over from the black hole, from the Big Bang, and it could have black holes in it, and everyone's going, that's great. Moving on. It's just one scientist's idea of what black holes could be. Here's another theory that I enjoy. What could we be? Could we be what happens when something gets sucked into a black hole? Remember the whole idea of a Big Bang is everything that was in the universe was condensed to a very, very small point, and then just blows up.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to spaghettify going into a black hole to be a very small point, wouldn't you exit the same way with a boom? Could our universe be the result of something getting sucked through a black hole?
I like this theory.
Here's the problem: we can't fucking test it, and we can't prove it. Now, we've run the idea that black holes can be something that's like a wormhole. You enter it here, and you exit somewhere else in the universe. It's a theory that we can't, quite frankly, test, but it's out there. I like the idea that the Big Bang is nothing more than just what happens when on the other end of a black hole. The other idea that a black hole can lead to another universe, a mirror dimension. That's all out there. It's fun to play pretend. We can't test any of this shit, but it's fun to play pretend. Here's what I do know: black holes exist. We know how they're started, and that's all. I mean, we've been observing them for the longest time, but we still haven't made heads or tails of them. And they're not anywhere on Earth, and they're not anywhere near Earth, and there's no risk about even making a black hole on Earth.
Yeah, we still have to figure out what the fuck's in our ocean before we figure out what's in the black hole.
You know,
And I've said this for the last couple of weeks on this podcast.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So there's the powerful things that are out there in the universe. Not even light can escape it, and that's it. There's going to be people a lot smarter than us who's going to figure out the ins and outs of a black hole. Kickity.
Well, we're going to take a short little break, and we'll be right back to end this episode.
This October, get ready to be spooked. Spooky new episodes of Is This Real drop every Sunday in October.
Welcome back. So, final thoughts on this episode, gentlemen. This episode where Anthony was just wow, 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 wow. But I put it towards you. You know, you did a good job today, my
Anthony,
friend.
you're very informative.
Thank you, Uncle Bob.
Yes. You're
Very, very good. Very, very, very good.
Mhm.
And we didn't get no Pope this episode. I'm so happy about that. Anywho.
You had to open your mouth.
I
I mean, you can't really do much with the Pope and the black holes. You know what I mean? Like,
that's I'm not connecting those two
Oh,
together.
no.
I know nothing.
We're gonna start Dan.
It's a black hole. What do I got to do with me? I'm down here teaching the followers of Christ, making sure that everyone's okay. Let the black hole they set out of space.
Dan.
Go ahead.
Pope, we discovered a black hole. Yeah. What's that got to do with me? I'm the Pope.
Anywho, what did what theory do you think about black holes? Like, what piqued your interest in this episode?
I just like I like the entire thing of the not knowing and to theorize what the hell these things could be. I mean, we do know how they were formed. That we know that, but that's about it. And as far as the lack of knowledge and the theories that surround it, can get pretty exciting. I mean, again, we'll never know in our lifetime unless it's a giant breakthrough. But I don't see that.
Well, listen.
We couldn't get the rocket off the launch pad yesterday. So.
Well, that's true. They detected a leak. Remember, the Artemis is the most powerful rocket that humanity has ever tested.
Where's it going? To the moon?
It's going to slingshot up to the moon. It's going to see.
For the first time in 50 years.
It's
gonna,
still there. What's the big deal? Why are we going back to the moon for? What?
Okay.
Joe, you want to take that one?
No.
But we're
Knowledge.
going back there.
Knowledge. Maybe pick up
Knowledge.
some of the shit that we left behind.
That's
the
what I
first
was
time.
going to say. If you're going to go up there, do something. Pick up
You
that
know,
stuff
finally
that's up
take
there.
video. The video from '69 is
Take
not
the
real,
fake
you know?
flag down.
We're not even remotely going there. Even that bullshit theory. Okay, go ahead.
The flag actually by now would not be red, white, and blue. It would be pure white because there's no atmosphere on the moon. So because there's no atmosphere, cosmic radiation and the sun's rays would be penetrating it and it would bleach it out by now. So there is no American flag
Would
on
it
the moon.
still be wrinkled?
No, it wouldn't be wrinkled at all. There's no
It'd be
wind.
flat?
It'd probably be flat, yes.
Well, I mean, in the video it was waving, so.
It wasn't waving.
Wasn't
Anywho.
waving.
But
Again,
right now, the
take you and your flat Earth shit and get the fuck out of here.
I'm not, it's not
the
flat Earth
Artemis
for that.
rocket is actually going up, and I was describing this to a moron on TikTok.
Which there is no shortage of.
Not at all.
Like, sidebar here, how many of you motherfuckers just don't believe in space? Oh my fucking god. I posted one video, it turned me into a, like, this is it? This is the average American? You don't fuckers believe in space? And you all have a vote. Fuck you people. What they're doing with the Artemis rocket is this is the world's most powerful rocket that we have. They're going to slingshot it around the moon, and there's going to be 2 crash test dummies on the rocket. And here's what they're doing with them. One of them is going to be wearing a new type of spacesuit.
Hold on.
We're putting up
Two
putting
crash-
Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. They're
Two
going up.
crash test dummies are going up on the moon.
No, they're going in the rocket.
Oh, getting in the rocket. Guess, in the words of my Uncle Keith, guess who's punching that ticket?
No. No, what they're doing is one dummy is going to be wearing a new type of vest, and the other dummy is not going to be wearing that vest. And the idea here is to test this new technology because we're going to measure if the radiation in space is going to affect that dummy any differently with the new vest on. It's supposed to protect them from radiation.
You have to protect the dummies on Earth first.
Yes, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they're going to crash into the fucking firmament.
And what is this going to benefit?
Well, we're going to be able to know that if we could travel into outer space. Okay, there's no atmosphere in outer space, right?
Mm-hmm.
Radiation from the sun could fuck us up if we didn't have, like, the ozone layer and our atmosphere on Earth.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay? So when you go outside your atmosphere and you're exposing yourself to that radiation, you can get fucking sick and it could hurt people.
Oh, I thought maybe you could spend the money on something good like cure cancer.
Oh, they're doing that
Almost
too.
there.
They already have the cure for cancer.
Okay. Now let's shoot 2 dummies up to the moon so they
but-
can wrap around the moon
okay,
and come
first of all-
slinging back to Earth.
First of all, they're not going to cure cancer. Curing cancer takes away billions of dollars for these the insurance companies. It's not going to happen.
And I was the conspiracy theorist.
All right. We already have the cure
What's the
for
topic of
cancer.
this fucking episode?
Anywho, Uncle Bubba, what did you enjoy most about this episode?
Here we go.
You got a couple minutes?
We have all the time in the world.
Okay, you keep thinking that. That was interesting. You know, black holes that we can't get to, but we worry about. It sucks up everything in its path. It's 5 billion miles long. I don't know who had a fucking ruler that long to measure it, but it's going to take 250 million years to get to, but we're going to worry about it. Okay. Sorry. Like I said, let's slingshot 2 fucking morons up to the moon, come around so we can measure.
They're crash test dummies.
Yes.
They're not alive.
Well, you know what? They should put the fucking 2 people that invented this rocket in it, then test it.
Somewhere Kevin just channeled Keith. I don't know how, but he did it.
Okay.
He absolutely did it.
I'm just saying.
This is the average TikTok user.
No, I love to come back if you do an episode like on I don't know, Bigfoot,
We
Already
did an
did it.
episode on Bigfoot.
We haven't found Bigfoot yet. It's just a
Loch
theory.
Ness Monster.
Haven't found that yet either.
We talked about Loch Ness Monster.
We did our whole season of mythical animals.
That
It's
was
not-
like 3 seasons
You
ago.
could do like a show on Vietnam.
no, there's no
No.
mystery in Vietnam.
What do you mean
Still
no
there.
mystery in Vietnam? I'm chasing them rice with pole bastards.
No, okay. Anywho,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time this is real. We're going to bleep something out.
Anthony,
Well, it's nice of you to have your first and last appearance here.
Thanks for coming.
What? I just said no. You don't do any
Just
episodes
mute
like
his
that?
mic. Yeah, I'm the one now saying mute the mic. Usually it's my mic that gets muted.
You guys have. I'm just saying. I like to come back if do something like like haunted houses or something like that.
Okay.
Is there anybody in there?
What? Just say what did I say?
Yeah, no,
oh, like
nothing.
you 3 are such scholars.
didn't say that. Anthony,
I'm a scholar.
No, you're the Pope.
I'm a depope. Listen, like I said in the episode, this is someone smarter than us is gonna figure this shit out. This is what we know, and
think?
it's interesting as shit. Who knows? Here's the thing: you study this stuff that way. People in the future have the groundwork to advance their studies, and somehow make use of these things. Who knows if we find out that black holes are actually something like wormholes, and we can reach the farthest reaches of the galaxy by traveling through it some way.
And we finally visit the
It's-
universe.
I got
involved.
one more
It's
thing.
hold on. It's the research that we're doing now that paves the way for the scientists in 3 or 4 generations that get us to the other side of the black hole. That's why we study this stuff.
Now, what do you think would happen when you do go in the black hole and you get spaghettified, and you come out the other side? Do you come out the other side whole, or you don't come out at all?
We don't know.
Whole wheat.
See what I mean?
We don't know. That's why we're studying it now. That way, if we can make one thing that's going to make the next generation of scientists pick up and go, "Oh, here's that thing we need," and apply it to their studies, that's scientific progress. That's how progress works.
But basically, we'll never know, right?
We'll never know in our lifetime because that's how time works. We're not born this. Look, we happen to be born in the time period between discovery. Everything about discovering this planet has already been discovered. We're not going to find new lands. We're not going to find new ancient civilizations like people of Columbus's day.
Anthony. But if you talk to flat Earth people,
I'm not talking about those motherfuckers.
We can find new land
No,
beyond
there's
the
no-
ice wall.
No, there's no ice wall. There's no ice wall.
The world
There's no motherfucking ice wall.
The world is not flat.
Thank you. If Bubba gets it,
Well, Bubba gonna get up in a minute, but go ahead. No, I'm just saying, what moron out there thinks that the world is fucking
Oh,
flat?
it's called flat Earth theory.
how are you the advocate? I'm agreeing with you on this.
I'm just saying, you're gonna be a fucking idiot to think that the world is fucking flat.
The cat is calling the kettle, and I believe it. The pot's calling the kettle.
Why is he busting my balls?
No, I'm not. I'm agreeing with you.
I'm
No,
just
you
saying,
were
you're
busting his
gonna
balls.
be freaking dumb to think that the world is fucking flat.
There's people out there that believe that.
And he actually believed that Biden actually won the fucking election.
Well, okay.
You know, you'll be
Anywho.
on this one. You take him on.
Anywho, we're
One
gonna,
does not have anything to do with the other.
Shut up, the Pope.
You don't tell the Pope to be quiet. The Pope is number one.
All right, Pope. Let's talk. Let's get
Numero uno.
we're gonna close this episode out. Next week we are talking about Lost Islands.
What's saying?
Oh, can I come in on that one?
Sure.
Sure. So next week, Anthony, we're talking about Lost Islands.
Uh-huh.
Are you excited for that episode?
Well, actually, yes, because
Maybe they
there's-
can find Wilson.
yeah, actually, it's going to be a good topic. I don't know if I'll be here for that episode or not, but no matter what, we're going to kill it because Lost Islands are an actual thing. Be it, I mean, I'll be the pessimist, like, it sank or like, hurricanes rerouted the fucking population.
We're gonna find fucking Atlantis in the
We're not
next
going to find
episode.
fucking Atlantis.
Yes, we are.
Atlantis has its own episode this season, right?
No.
Oh, no? Okay.
I don't think Atlantis exists.
I agree with you. Atlantis does not exist.
Anywho, so next week we're talking about Lost Islands,
Yes.
and then we start our Halloween episodes.
Yeah, spooky shit.
Spooky shit. We're
Ooh.
talking about our Halloween episodes. But remember, follow our TikTok pages. We're actually blowing up a little bit on TikTok thanks to Anthony's NASA video.
Hey, can I say something?
Yes.
ahead.
What do you want to say?
What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Kit Kat?
Mine is candy corn.
You're the only person in existence whose favorite Halloween candy is candy
Now,
corn.
how
Do
do
you know
you?
the corn and
What
candy-
knowledge did you base that on?
Do you know the
Nobody-
candy corn that you're eating now was like made in 1965?
Okay.
I did a
We're
lot of
gonna
things
end
in
this
65.
episode.
They did a lot of things.
like drink a bottle. We're gonna
Drink
end
a
this
bottle,
episode.
no.
he was a chopper pilot back in the
And,
Big Asian Vacation.
We're gonna have to go to our greenhourmedia.org, where you can find most of our social medias on there. Again, go to our TikTok page where we're posting a lot of stuff right now. And
Because you fuckers are giving us the greatest of all content.
but remember, first thing one. Now I'm gonna say it now. Positive vibes only. Positive vibes only.
I'm
gonna
a
keep-
depo.
I'm gonna keep saying that. And question everything, everybody. We'll see.
Oh, and the Bubba mug will be coming out soon. Just want to let everybody know.
Question everything, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. Good night.
Konnichiwa, bitches. It's Ryu West speaking. If you want to find out more about the Is This Real podcast, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/isthisrealpc, or on Twitter at isthisrealpc, or on Instagram at isthisrealpodcast, all one word.